Howdy y'all, my name is Press. I'm coming at you with some more her stories. So, it's been probably like a week since I last played this game. I've just been busy with other stuff, and I thought it was shorter, so that's why I thought I was going to be able to complete it in the period of time that I had. And, you know, I mean, we have revealed quite a bit, but we're still less than 50% of the way through the database. I know this because the achievements give you an achievement if you get more than 50%. Do I think we'll complete 100% of the whole database? Probably not. But I do want to at least uncover a little bit more of this story, so, I mean, we'll at least get maybe like 2 more episodes out of this. We did already get the big, like, I think probably the big reveal, which was all about the Eve Hannah thing. I mean, maybe there's some more stuff to be found in there. There's a lot that we haven't seen, but at the same time, I don't think we need to necessarily carry this out too far once we start to get into the stuff where it's like, okay, it seems like we're missing like little ancillary stories rather than main stories. But with that, let's go ahead and jump back in. I had said I wanted to look into the mushroom thing because of my suspicion about the poisoning stuff having to do with the parents. So let's check about that, and then I don't really know where we're going to go after that. So we'll see if anything pops up, or we might go back towards some old files and look for different routes to follow, like the inconsistent alibis with Glasgow. Maybe see if I don't know. See if there's anything else that happened in the interview space that kind of reveals something. Anyway, let's watch this first video on the mushrooms.
Thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Okay, they didn't tell us much. I mean, I think that's like the reveal about the mushrooms, but we learned more about that there.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone, and no one had any reason to hurt them.
That was interesting. The way that she said that. They lived alone, and no one had reason to hurt them. Like she was like, this is what I have to tell you cops, but when it comes down to it, she knows Eve was in the attic, and it's entirely possible that Eve did something there. All right, let's look up death caps then. Maybe that'll give us something else. No, it's just those 2 options. What if we just search for death? I just realized. Okay, nothing there. How about the cellar? That's where they found the bags. Let's see if there's anything else about the cellar.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So.
Okay. I think I want to follow up on blood and whatnot, but we got another video to watch here. And then the other thing I just realized that I want to look into is the coffee. I wonder if there's something about, like, I know this is like a small thing, or maybe it's tea, who knows. But I wonder if one of them takes sugar and one of them doesn't. It seems like they've been doing a good job of trying to like show you, like, once you know, like, this is Hannah. She has her hair back. She does this. She does that, etc. This is Eve. She behaves this way and she does these things. Because I swear, when it's Hannah, you know, with the hair pulled back, she's very analytical. She's very methodical. She's very clear and straightforward about what she's saying. And then with Eve, she's a little bit more talking about how she feels about things and what she knows about things. And it seems like they're trying to get across that these two individuals are very different characters. And that's why I'm convinced that it's back and forth between the two of them in the interviews. Like, I think that they were trying to cover for one another in the interviews by doing that, but that also is what led to the inconsistencies in their stories. Okay, let's check out this one.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Whoa! I mean, that was flat out admission. We now know, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Wow. Wow, so they did it together. The baby is what mattered, is what she said. Wow. Wow. I didn't think we were going to get something like a confession like that, because it seemed like, because at the end of this one, she's all like, I want to see a lawyer, right? And, in that instance, usually you expect, like, that's before the admission of guilt, right? You get the lawyer so you don't go to prison, right? That's the implication behind all of this stuff. But if she flat out admits to everything and then says, I want a lawyer, I mean, what does that say? That says, I'm guilty, I feel bad about it, and I want to go to prison. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's look up, I wanted to look up something about the tea or the coffee or whatever, but man, broken mirror. That's what we got to find out about. All right, we've got 11 entries, so we're going to go through these first 3, and then we'll look for broken mirror, or break mirror, or shattered mirror, or something like that, because it sounds like that might have been the murder weapon, or at least it was involved in the scuffle that led to the murder. Who knows? All right, more about mirrors.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Okay, mirror.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think.
In the
I
attic?
haven't looked at it since. Silver leaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Whoa. Wow. The perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection. And earlier on, she said it was like looking at my reflection. But I think that was Eve saying that about Hannah in the earlier interview, that, like, I don't like to look at or she looked like my reflection or whatever. So, man, this is some good writing. This is some intelligent writing, which, I mean, to be fair, like, this game is writing, right? I mean, it's all about, like, meticulously crafted words to get those words to trigger something in you so that you then search for other words that, link you to more stuff. Okay, so this mirror was a gift from Simon. We know that Simon worked as the glazier or whatever. He makes glass-related material, so it makes sense that he would make a mirror as one of the things that he would make. And so this was a gift. It was a very special antique-type mirror, and it was hidden away in the attic. I imagine it was given to Eve. Shattered mirror. Is that a thing? Nope. Okay, how about broken mirror? No. How about broke? Simon mirror. This is hard because it's like there's a piece missing. Maybe Eve mirror. Maybe that might work. Eve did this. I did that. We. Maybe we. The word we. No. All right, where was the one that we looked at just a second ago? Is it this one?
It happened very quickly.
Yeah.
We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other.
Okay. What I want to do is let's bust out the database. I want to see if we have actually unlocked the where this is in the list. Okay, so it's towards the end. This is the admission, and there's nothing else around it that we've seen. I mean, like, this is the closest one we've seen. So I want to see this slot here. That's the one I want to see because that's the one where they talk about what happened. Oh, so the mirror broke, right? I mean, this is what I assume happened.
It happened very
right?
quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we...
Okay. Blood? Okay. Blood Mirror is actually a name of a book. I just realized. Okay, there's lots about blood here. It sounds like her clothes got bloody. There's only 5 entries with blood. So let's again, as always, we'll start from the beginning, kind of do our due diligence. But I bet you one of these is what we're looking for, or it might get us closer at least. So let's watch these 2 first. So this looks like this is when she comes back from the bathroom or something on one.
Okay.
Oh, no, she walks away. Okay. So here we now...
I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Oh. Okay. Because I saw that there was the missing the seat. And so I thought that, like, because we know that there's at least once, because in the red shots, there's some with her hair pulled back and some with her hair down. So I think that was when they switched between the 2 of them. I think because one of them got morning sickness or something and they didn't want to give away the pregnancy.
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was dead.
Wow. Okay.
She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Oh! Tell me what happened with the mirror. All right, so we're missing one just right there, right afterwards. Ah, okay. She had her wig on. She had bloody clothes. She had, and then there's something to do with the wig. She had something to do with the wig, and in the mirror. All right, let's see. Mirror, wig. Talk about both of those in the same one. Aha! This could be it. Let's play it.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror.
Another mirror. Gotcha.
Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Oh, man. Okay. So now we know what happened. And they hid the body. They said the baby's what matters. They hid the body. It was all about generating that alibi. So why did... The thing I'm confused about now is why all of a sudden did Eve go back on that? Because it's obviously it's Eve is the one who's throwing Hannah under the bus, throwing herself under the bus. Like she's basically just saying like, look, here's what happened, here's what we did. I mean, I guess guilt is one thing, but also I don't know. I feel like I don't know. There's something else we got to figure out there. Okay, so let's go back to which one is it? No, it's not that one. Blood, maybe. I wanted to see this one again. I think it's this one.
She was sat behind him.
No, it's not that one. Baby mattered. I'm trying to remember exactly specifically which one this one was.
It happened very quickly.
It happened very quickly. That's
we hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Search for the watch. I feel like we already looked up the watch. Yeah. There's only 5 entries found with the word watch in it, so let's just watch this one again.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Ah, the underlying subtext, just the two of us, no Eve, right? I mean, that's really what all this comes down to, is it is all just like their rivalry / love for one another. Eve and Hannah has caused so much conflict over their lifetime that it's just, wow. That's insane. Okay. So how are we doing here? So we presently have 2 more here that I want to find. So it's what happened after they hid the body in the basement and got caught. We have 2 more sessions there to find. And then she says, I want a lawyer. Let's see if we can find that clip again. Oh, there's a couple of them. Maybe some of these are in there. Okay.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
Okay, so where was that? So this is the start. Oh my god. That's where like the admission starts. There's so much in here. Wow. We're going to have to follow up on a lot of these threads.
Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
cocky about it. But she even admits it at the end. Wow.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Wow. This is intense. This is intense. All right, I think that's where we're going to have to end this episode of Her Story, y'all. Thank you all for watching. If you liked your stuff, please be sure to give this video a like, a favorite, and subscribe to the channel. When we come back on Friday, there's going to be a whole bunch more nonsense that we're going to try and sort through. I got to figure out exactly what I want to search for, exactly what I want to figure out. Man, this game, it's intense. It's intense, but I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. All right, y'all. Anyway, with that, my name has been Price, and I will see y'all next time.